Hey guys, this is Subutai, and today I thought I would go through my next round robin fight here against Meistrocake. So I had made the video and I noticed for some reason there was some type of audio issue where nothing was playing. I think it was just something on my end where I didn't record the audio of OBS. So I thought I would just go through this fight myself then. And so there'll be a little bit of commentary as this fight goes on, and I'll just tell you my thoughts as we go through this. So, fight against Meistrocake. He decides to go with Jan. I go with Barabash. And so I think Maestro has stable, not precise for some reason on his host, but that's okay. That's why we get the stretching stuff, but it doesn't change that much as far as the game. So I forgot to record right at the beginning, so you can see I already have a flag there. There's a second flag, third flag. And I'm largely playing the Barabash the same way I've always been playing him in the other fights lately. So I play him with a very pressure-based style, balanced, aggressive, and defensive. I'm always trying to get in there and throw some cuts and get into exchanges and really threaten my opponent's guard. And so far here, as you can see, that's working pretty well. I'm feeling pretty confident getting 3 flags right off the bat here. This is best of 5, by the way. So first to 3 wins. There I decide to go for the leg, but I really only hit the body. I don't hit the leg, and Maestro immediately capitalizes, getting his first. But then I go for that delayed snap cut, which is actually a move I really like for tempo breaking. Some people believe that slower moves like that aren't useful, but they definitely have their place, as we saw right there. Maestro has me backed against the wall this time, though. His pressure was really good that time. Again, upcut and the downward cut. And you can see I do a lot of canceling sometimes as well to try and get my opponent to whiff. And there, beautiful sidestep as Maestro comes in. A little bit risky, but again, at this point, feeling pretty confident I go in for a cut. Maestro immediately shuts me down. Beautiful yawn play from Maestro. There's a big cut from me. Doesn't quite land. There's a double. Maestro trying to interrupt me, but it ends up resulting in a double. And I parried that cut with my sidestep, which was amazing. And that's the other thing people don't quite realize about that sidestep, I think, is that you can also parry with it. It's not easy. Usually you defend yourself by moving with that one, but you can also parry if you know what you're doing. Goes for the downward cut, but doesn't land it. And right now I'm just trying to finish this round, basically. As you can see, I'm taking a few more risks, trying some things out. Go for that body shot there, making Maestro tired. And I like seeing that. That means I typically have the advantage. Maestro, though, keeps fighting and runs me right through with his sword. That was beautiful. And at this point, I feel like I'm throwing the round, so I'm not particularly confident. Because Maestro is obviously determined to win this one if he can. Bunch of cuts from me out of measure. You can see I'm kind of panicking slightly because I don't want to lose this round. He goes for a stab. He goes for a kick. The tired swing, though. And Maestro with another one. And you can see Maestro does very well here under pressure. Another shot there just shuts me right down before I can apply any pressure. I get a cut there. I'm not able to follow it up, though. But I'm feeling pretty good about this because any hit at that point and he's dead. And I get the chop. Okay, now I'm on the left. Still playing Barabash. Maestro still playing Jan. And I think I skipped a little bit. Hang on. That's my bad. Nice stab underwards, under into the gut there by Maestro. And so Maestro starts throwing more of that stab, and that cut caught me completely off guard. I did not expect that specific cut from Maestro, but it's a very good cut of Jan's, that down forward Y. And here again, I'm just trying to apply tons and tons of pressure. Unfortunately, I hit the hilt there, so it doesn't do damage, which makes sense. That's how it should be. My spacing was completely wrong there. Maestro with a very good parry. That cut rarely works, but he timed it perfectly there. And so I'm a tad concerned here. Maestro is completely walking all over me, which we were seeing a little bit of the previous round, actually, towards the end. And that trend is continuing here. I move in, but Maestro gets a much more substantial hit. Goes for that quick stab, and I think this is what Maestro wants. He really wants me to stay at a distance, because that's where Maestro can suddenly slip that stab in like so. Goes for the upcut, then a back Y there into another stab. So Maestro going for these really quick attacks. Tries to come around, but I managed to snipe that hand with that beautiful upward slash. Goes for that chop, but I immediately see that he's open and I go for two cuts. And I actually went for the chop there, but Meister was able to just cut my arm open. So he's shutting down a lot of what I'm doing this round. Goes for that delayed stab, I think it is. I don't know what that is for Jan, but I immediately punished that. You can see he's just happy to go right in there. We trade, and I'm happy because now I've taken out his leg. This is one of my favorite things to do at Barabash, and I managed to follow it up there. Get my opponent immobile and then keep that pressure on, and usually the opponent eventually cracks. Goes for the corkscrew, but I get a nice upward cut. Corkscrew is another really dangerous move that Jan has. Some people think it's been nerfed, and I think it might have been a little bit, but it's still useful. And Maestro just needing one more at this point. I go for the leg, though, and I have to take risks like this, I feel like, to win. So that was perfectly timed. But Maestro again with the corkscrew. So at this point, it's 1-1, and I'm like, Maestro's a really challenging opponent here. I don't know if I can do it with Barabash. So I actually make the switch to Alexander, as you would have seen there, flashing up on the screen. And so I get an immediate sidestep here of Alexander. I switch to my proper main, so to speak. Been kind of interchanging between Bara and Alex lately. And often with Alexander, something I'll be trying to do is to go for these single tempo actions. I cut into the cut to get a dominant position and hit the body at the same time. Sometimes it results in a double, but most often, if you time it perfectly, you're basically defending yourself by attacking. Why parry the sword when you can parry the arm, essentially? It's not the only thing I do. I do parry riposte as well when I need to, like so, but especially against those stabs, which are very hard to defend with Alexander, that is something I'm going to be looking for. And Maestro is happy to exploit that, as he should. That is one way to defeat Alex. Well-timed downward cuts can also work. There I managed to recover just in time. Nice stab by Maestro and another stab, forcing that double. Maestro goes low. And you can see he's really trying to use the reach that Jan has too, which I would say Jan has a slight reach advantage here. Alexander can lunge more sometimes, but I'd say Jan has the longer saber and overall more stabbing options, so he has more reach, and even his regular cuts. There I managed to again interrupt the cut with my own cut. The timing just happened to be really precise, and I get the better end of that. There I snipe his hand while he's in the middle of dashing. And I go for that down forward Y, but my spacing there was just a little bit off, I think, and Maestro capitalizes. And at this point, I'm trying to catch him with the retreat cut, but there, just the regular neutral cut, mistimed, results in a double. And there he goes for the chop, but the tempo allows me to hit Maestro as he recovers. I go low, Maestro defends that well, but isn't able to land the counter. And I get a hit to the head as he's tired and moves in for a slash. And this was a really nice exchange here. Nobody lands a hit immediately, and I somehow whiffed the first one, but the next two coming in do land. And there you can see I went for the single tempo, but my measure was wrong there, and Maestro immediately capitalized. And there's another sidestep hitting Maestro. And again, I'm going for these sidesteps. I launched that thrust for some reason. I'm not sure why I did, because it's not a very good move. Maestro eventually capitalizes there. Something I have to deal with as well is Jan is a little bit faster than Alexander. And there's a corkscrew. When I say faster, of course, I'm talking about sword swings, primarily. And there I get a double with the slash to the head, but he corkscrews me. Meister going low. Again, he's trying to snipe my arm, and then he goes for the stab, and that's the type of thing I have to avoid against Jan. If I'm getting into a long-range exchange game, Jan has many more tools to work with than I do, so I have to find a way to close into medium range. And again, Meister really wants to tag me with that stab, so you're going to see me start to use long guard more, and there I get a nice low cut out of long guard into a cut to the head. Yet long guard is going to become increasingly crucial, and Maestro with a perfect single tempo to stop my reckless, let's face it, low attack. You can see I'm really trying to end this round quickly, but Maestro is not going to allow that so easily. I go for some side steps. I beat his blade down. He goes for another stab. I got to be so careful not to get stabbed. There, I just go for the cut, and it's a trade. And this was really tense. There, I managed to get a perfect single tempo, thankfully, but really stressful because literally Maestro is 2 flags away from winning himself, so it's not a done deal. He goes for some more stabs. I'm trying to counter them, but again, my measure is just completely wrong there. Maestro capitalizes with his longer reach. Now it's 9-9. Goes for the stab. I back away though, and long guard, which is the best way to defend. And I get a perfect single tempo there with that X side step, which I was really proud of there. And so if I win one more, I win the match. So I'm going into this pretty confident, but I'm still well aware that Maestro can make this one close. So that's sort of my mindset going in. I'm not changing anything in particular. But here we get a nice back and forth exchange. Maestro backs away and actually wins the exchange thanks to the leg void. In hindsight, I really should not have gone to the leg. I thought I'd set it up, but evidently I didn't. Maestro canceling just in time, and this leads to a really nice back and forth between both characters. Their guards are holding up equally, I would say. Maestro with that sidestep. I beat the blade, but I'm throwing many more cuts than he is, to be honest, and if I didn't land that hit to the head compared to his hit to the body, I would have been tired first. Maestro going low, tries to come around, hit the head. I managed to parry it and riposte. Maestro is taken down there. And there I'm trying to come around here, trying to switch up the tempo, but Maestro is happy to just stab me. And so I go for a sidestep instead, not really confident in that new move, as I call it. It's the down forward Y, but Maestro starts using the corkscrew, which I think he should have used more of, but that was still a good counter by him there. And so you'll see this fight is actually pretty equal. Maestro going for the stab, but this time, thankfully for me, it was too close. So he didn't hit with the proper part of the blade. Now he's able to hit the head. I sidestep, doesn't land, but I get a hit on his shoulder. Unfortunately there, the out of measure, I'm still trying to throw these down forward Ys out of nowhere to try and trick him, but it's not working. I go low again, which was a mistake. As you can see, Maestro able to immediately capitalize. It seems I'm not really learning my lesson, and it's not. It's something I eventually figure out that I shouldn't just be doing that. But so now I'm going for more of an exchange game, and I managed to hit Maestro there. Maestro happy to go low. I block with the long guard, but I just completely, again, that move sucks. So I'm not even sure, even in the moment, I wasn't sure why I was doing it. It managed to block because the blade was in the way, but it slows you down so much, that thrust. It's not a very good move. But I managed to hit the leg, this flag. And again, we're seeing the weirdness that comes out of not having the game unprecise. We see arms stretching, but I don't think it really changed the outcome of this fight, so it's no big deal. Maestro trying to get these side steps in, which is a very good option against Alex. Breaks through the guard there with the upcut. This time I'm able to block because I'm ready for it. And I'm actually growing tired now because Maestro did land a hit. He goes low for that stab and really is trying to apply that pressure. Maestro got tired though, which was very bad for him, and I managed to get the jump attack. I go for side steps there. Maestro backing away expertly, and this is what he wants. He wants to keep range, and this time my blow doesn't land on his head, so he's able to win that exchange. Maestro coming down, goes up afterwards, and the pressure is really on now. This is Maestro's chance to tie it up, if possible, but he's not going to be able to. I managed to actually come back from this, but it will not be easy. I go for a cut, but I hit with the hilt, so my spacing was bad, but I managed to force that double, which was better than just being killed. There, I managed to wrap around. So the best use of that move, like you can also use it as a double tempo. So you parry and then you cut around. So it doesn't have to be a single tempo, but one of my favorite ways to use it is that way. In that case, there was a parry riposte, and there Maestro was too close for the stab, and I am able to capitalize. It is 9-9, and at this point, the pressure is really on for both of us. I'm trying not to make a mistake. Maestro is also especially not trying to make a mistake. If I make a mistake, at least there's another round. If he does, it's over. I hit the arm as he comes in, though, anticipating that he was going to eventually come in, and I finish it up. So, GG to Maestro. That was a very close fight, and hoping for some more good ones. I will also post Taos, and I might do some commentary for that one too, but we'll see. There is actual audio for that one, so I may decide not to. But we'll see. Let me know if you guys like this format. This is a little bit of an experiment, and I'll see you next time.